How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today I was thinking we'd do something a bit different. We've been talking a lot about the older cinema and a lot about the older movies, which they're not really older. A lot of people remember them coming out, but not in my lifetime. Today we'll be covering a bit more of like recent movies and not movies that I think are really good, because I've been trying to cover a lot more of those and a lot more of the movies that I would really recommend you guys go watch. But this movie is different, and you've obviously seen by the title already that like the movie that I'm gonna be talking about is Eternal, and I don't think that it's a good movie. Most people don't think that it's a good movie, and you could probably argue that it's one of the worst MCU movies of all time. And I do want to cover the MCU in total, like every single movie, because I've watched every single movie multiple times. But there's just not enough time to do that one today, and I just want to talk real quick about this one movie that I did not like. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button. I love making these videos, and I love you guys watching these videos. And why would you watch more? I'm trying to upload as constantly as possible, so definitely stick around for that. So, Eternals, the movie, like I said, always spoiler warning. If you're gonna watch the movie, which you shouldn't. But Eternals, the movie. Let's just get started. They start by showing that they're gods that came down here from Celestials, and they're like superheroes, but they can't intervene in human stuff. But they should intervene when it is these things called deviants. And so we have this whole entire fight at the beginning where they think that they killed all of the deviants, and so they go their separate ways. They some of them were dating. They break up. They're the only people that will live forever until the earth is dead. And so you have these literally eternal people that just go throughout life trying to be normal, but they never age, they never change. And so this causes a bit of conflict in some characters, and I'll be explaining that later on. But what happens is all of a sudden earthquakes start happening, and so we start to get this idea that the world is changing. And so now they find out that the deviants are back. When they find out that the deviants are back, they're like, hey, we need to get the band together and fight against this threat, or just make sure that they're okay. And so Icarus, which is like the Superman like character, probably most people have seen him. He's really known for looking a bit like Sebastian Stan, which is the Winter Soldier, but that's getting a bit off track. Icarus comes and helps his ex-girlfriend and Sprite, which is like this girl that looks like really young, but like I said, they're like thousands of years old. But so he comes, he helps them, and they're like, hey, we need to go find other people and see what we can do. They go to like the one that was the leader at the beginning. I really just forgot her name. These characters are really forgettable, except Icarus, because like the big twist that comes at the end. But so this the big leader ends up being dead. Okay, so she's dead, and nobody really knows why. They just kind of figured out that the deviants went after her since her power was to like heal people, and since she's dead, the deviant was healing itself. It would use her powers, and so they decide to kind of like go on the scavenger hunt and go finding other characters. And you start to get like a glimpse of the past of what happened and why they separated. And they just won everything, and they were having disagreements. One of them wanted to actually intervene in human conflict and actually be there and like try to help. And then the other ones were like, no, we're not supposed to intervene. We're just here for one goal, and it's to just make sure that the planet is safe of deviants, which they would have been really handy in the fight against Thanos. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess, and they ended up winning that battle. But yes, an Icarus would have helped a lot more. Anyway, so this whole entire part of the movie is just them trying to find each other and how much they all hate each other, or how different they are, and just all these different types of things. I think there are like 9 Eternals, 8 because one of them is dead. And they all have different powers. Some powers are cool, like one of them is super speed. One of them has like the ability to make constructs, which is really cool. But that's not the important part. The movie itself is really boring and it is not really important. But when you get to the end, that's where the movie gets a bit cooler and where the movie starts to actually gain a bit of respect for me. Which is the part where you find out that Icarus is actually like the bad guy. And Icarus and the Celestials are the bad people because they use planets to birth other Celestials, and once that Celestial is birthed, they explode the planet. And so, since Icarus knows this, and the leader knew this, the leader was gonna try to stop this Celestial from being born, and really just go against the Celestials. So Icarus ended up killing her so that she couldn't do that. And then everyone like finds out that he killed her and finds out that when a Celestial is born, the planet gets destructed. And so, you get this whole entire thing where it was the purpose of why they were made. They're literally like robots. They shouldn't be able to rebel like that. It's like literally the reason why they were made, and they have the power to carry it out. But that doesn't really happen. And so they go and they try to stop the Celestial. Icarus comes in and he starts fighting everyone. He starts trying to kill his friends, or the only people that he's ever really known. He's trying to kill them. And then the deviants also come in and to try to like fight them. And you have this like really cool fight scene with all these different powers and all these different things that they do. In the end, you can always expect the good guys to win. And since you can always expect the good guys to win, you can see that Icarus ends up losing. But he also ends up losing this sense of like friendship in a way. Like, because obviously he betrayed his friends. Like he didn't feel like he had any place there anymore. And so in doing so, he decides to just fly into the sun. Just kind of like, if anyone's seen Invincible, which by the way, I need to do a review on that. It's the great show when Omni-Man, he leaves the planet. He kind of like leaves in that fashion. He just sees the damage that he's done to his friends, his people. And then he sees that he couldn't stop the Celestial from being born. And so he just kind of like flies off into the sun. I don't really know why. I don't really know why you wouldn't just try to reform yourself instead of like just going into the sun. But hey, he probably had his own reasons for doing so. And that's basically what you get from the movie. It's just 8 people. Well, like they end up being like 7 or 6 that stop a Celestial from being born. I don't really find it too important to the MCU timeline. Just because the movie itself is like really relevant to me. I barely just watched it recently. I had no intentions of going to watch it in theaters, and everyone that I've ever met was like, don't waste your time with this movie. It's really bad. It's just a waste of time. And at the beginning, I'm like, hey, maybe they're just like making it up. They weren't making it up. It was true. Yeah, it's a waste of time. But the movie itself, I'd have to give it like 4.5. It's really bad. It's not the worst movie I've watched, but it is just really bad. The characters are just really unlikable. The story is just really generic and really just bad. Like, we're spending so much time just trying to get them all together and trying to find out what happened, that we're ignoring the big problem, which is a Celestial being born and deviants trying to kill everyone. That's basically the gist of the movie. Comment down below what you guys think. Maybe some of you guys actually like the Elementals, and you can tell me why you guys like the Elementals, which I would love to hear that opinion. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all those things to show me some love and support the channel. Thank you very much, everyone. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.